welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. There's no better day than the day that the Indiana Fever announces Caitlin Clark's return than to talk about the impact of her absence in this league. Now, when it was announced that Caitlin Clark was injured and would be out for at least 2 weeks, there were people who said, I only watch Caitlin Clark, so I'm not watching. And there were some who said, I'm boycotting the WNBA, period, because the way they treat this young lady and the way the officiating goes down, I'm making a statement. There were even some people who said, I'm not even watching the Indiana Fever. Now, me personally, I'm an Indiana Fever fan. So I'm going to be watching, right? That's what I said from the start. And as a fan of Caitlin Clark, to me, it was a no-brainer to continue to support her team because how they do, of course, impacts what she's faced with when she returns. And I take what I do here seriously. And I know many of you come to me for information and for my opinion. And I greatly appreciate that. And so, yeah, I was going to be dialed in to at least the Indiana Fever. But those who said we're not watching, you have been noticed because the news is out that the Caitlin Clark effect is real. For those people who didn't think it was a thing, well, now you know, because I'm going to take you over to the USA Today and we're going to look at how Caitlin Clark's absence seriously affected this league. The headline of the article is WNBA TV ratings down more than 50% since Caitlin Clark injury. It tells us that guard Caitlin Clark's absence due to a strained left quad has had a significant impact on WNBA TV ratings. The league's TV ratings have declined with Clark sidelined. And it goes on to say nationally televised WNBA viewership is down 55% since her injury. That's according to Nielsen. What about the Fever games? Fever national TV games also took a hit, y'all. Down 53% since her injury. 1,810,000 average viewers before her injury and 847,000 viewers since her injury for Fever national TV games. Now, just one reason that's huge is that the talk of the preseason was that the Fever would have all these games on national television, on national platforms. I think 41 out of 44 games. And then they don't get the viewership that they anticipated when they decided to give the Fever all these nationally televised games. And we understand why. It is the Caitlin Clark effect. And if you didn't know, like I said, you certainly know now. Well, we know now. And we already knew. And some people know now. But many people, I'm sure, are still living in a fog and they think it's all accidental. And it just happened to be that everybody was on vacation and their television stopped working or whatever. So, because people like to live in their delusion. It feels comfy, makes them feel better. This league has been sent a message. Now, Caitlin Clark is intending to be playing with her team on Saturday against the New York Liberty. But this league, the players, the media, the old guard have been sent a message and a half. Caitlin Clark makes people want to watch. Now, they can come up with every reason they want to come up with. You can be a Monica McNutt and say that she's popular because people want to see a white girl play. You can be Eton Thomas and say the same thing, that it's all about the color of her skin. You can go with all that, but it's not serving you well. People want to watch the style of basketball Caitlin Clark brings. And even fans, though down 53%, even fans miss her tremendously because it's different when she's on the floor. I've talked about this in the live streams. I've done videos, including the one last night, in which I explained and showed footage and slowed it down, how things are different when she's on the floor. It's so much more exciting, but it also makes people better, makes them play better because of the Caitlin Clark effect and all of that entails. But here's the bottom line. It's time for this league to get the message. And when you get the message that Caitlin Clark brings the eyeballs and you can embrace that, then your league is going to be able to grow. A rising tide lifts all boats. So instead of trying to downplay her, instead of trying to start a different kind of Me Too movement, just embrace the fact that your prayers were answered. You wanted a player who could bring the excitement. You wanted players really who could do that, but you got one who for sure, I'm not saying that nobody's watching to see Asia, that nobody's watching to see fill in the blank, but I'm saying that Caitlin Clark draws people to the game. And it would behoove you to embrace that. It would behoove you to market that. It would behoove you to protect that. I don't mean that people shouldn't play star player. That would be an insult to Caitlin Clark. She wants the competition. She wants people to bring it every night. What she doesn't want is for officials to swallow their whistle, for officials to look the other way and let her get beaten up on the court, to be unfair to the Indiana Fever. That's what people don't want. And there are people who say, I can't watch this. There were people last year who left and said, I can't watch what we're seeing. Not only the officiating, but the player, the way the players received her. So again, player, she's a basketball player. She's a baller. But be fair, do right, and do your job. In league, embrace what you have, because honestly, 55%, if you don't get the message now, is there hope for you? It's going to be interesting when Caitlin Clark plays again, how these ratings, I have a feeling it's going to be rocking. There are people who you've heard the saying before, you don't know what you have till you lose it. Like I heard a lot of people throughout the last couple of years, her college, rookie season, and now she's generational. She's amazing. And then when she was off the court, they were like flabbergasted that it looked that different. No, like she really is that person you said you thought she was. Now, other people have to step up. But when you lose a Caitlin Clark, you're losing a lot. So she will be playing New York Liberty again. Last time she played, it was the New York Liberty game that the officials helped the Liberty win. And then Caitlin was out. This is after a season, early season of the officials just looking terrible, of people having to get fined because they're calling it out, because there's no accountability. Caitlin is going to bring, I think, a surge, not only to her team. She's going to be playing with a certain surge because she's been observing. There's something about stepping back, like her teammates have said, like her coach said, there's something about stepping back and being able to see things that changes your perspective. All her life, she ain't been no bench warmer. She's been on the floor. So this perspective is good for her. It's going to be good for the team. There's going to be that surge of energy, and there's going to be a surge from viewership as well. Get the message and run with it. This is a good thing. And sometimes people have to be made aware, and people have made them aware. Now, I'm not sorry that I continue to watch, but other people decided not to. A message should have been sent, and hopefully the officials get it also. You better do right, because if Caitlin Clark is out for an extended period of time, y'all might want to pack up shop or just go back to basic obscurity, which of course I know some people would rather have. I've said that from the beginning. I'll reiterate. National televised WNBA viewership down 55%. Some people didn't watch at all. And Fever games down 53%. That is huge. But hey, she's back, taking the floor on Saturday, right where she left off against the undefeated New York Liberty. If you have not subscribed to the Adrienne Ross Show, please do so. It would be much appreciated. Those of you who are subscribers and members, I love you, appreciate you. I will catch you next time, God willing. Thumbs up this video. God bless you abundantly.